Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and tuning in. So I'm going in with the Badescu Skincare, the Witch Hazel and Rosewater Toner. I got this at the 21 Days of Beauty sale. I did already wash my face with the Badescu AHA cleanser. So it does have a pretty rose scent to it. If I'm looking down, my mirror is right below. But it's not too overwhelming. It's the same as like the spray. So I have combo skin. I mostly get oily here in the nose, here in this area, and then down on the chin a little bit. And the rest can sometimes be dry. I do have some dry patches like down here and in here. You can see I have a few little breakouts going on. But it's not burning, it's not stinging. I have pretty sensitive skin and it actually worked out and feels pretty good. So I'm going to let that dry down for a minute. The scent does not linger either, I'm noticing. So the second thing I'm going to pick up during this, I'm going to try, is the Patchology Flashpatch Rejuvenating Eye Gels. So that's the second thing, or another thing that I picked up. I picked up quite a bit from the sale. So that's the second thing that I'm going to try. Oh, so I like the packaging. So it comes with a little spatula type of deal right on the top. And then, oh wow, okay. So then it comes with the little protective lid. So I'm going to put this way because I don't want to get serum all over the desk. Ooh, so I got a little bit of it on while I was putting it down and it feels really nice. So let me scoop out. They're just clear little gels. Ooh, they are a little hard to get out, I'm not gonna lie. So here's one of them. And you can apply them either way, it was saying. So let's see. So I did end up flipping them the other way. They said on the website and on the box you could use them either way, depending on where you wanted the most serum, stuff like that. I flipped mine the other way, as you can see from the shine. I just thought it was a lot easier to have them on and apply them this way than the other way. So far so good. They're really cooling. Like I said, they're not itchy, they're not causing any irritation, they're not or anything like that. I have not ever tried the Patchology brand. This is my first thing that I'm ever trying with them. And I just put it back in how it came with the protective lid and then the spatula right on top to keep everything together. I know some people discard them. I decided just to keep it there and let it go. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes, probably about 5-4. No change in how they feel. They're still pretty cooling, but I'm going to go ahead and remove them. And they say to discard after use, and then to rub in the remaining serum. The one thing I noticed is you couldn't get too close to the lash line with them. Some people are okay with that. I don't mind because then I can just rub the serum underneath as far as I want to take it, and I like to take it up towards like where you'd get crow's feet and up towards the brow. I am working with natural light, so I hope that I don't lose too much lighting while filming this. If so, I'm just trying to make it work. So I really liked those. I'm a little bit red, more on this side from the blemish, and from touching it, but other than that, They didn't interact weird with my skin or anything like that. I'm gonna jump into the eyes first. I want to do the eyeshadow so I don't get fallout before I do foundation. I may have to turn on a lamp, so give me 1 second before we jump into that, see if I can fix the lighting. Okay, so I hope our angle didn't move too much. I did put the light right behind the camera, so hopefully you can see things a little bit better. My natural light, it did start to go down. I'm filming a little bit later. It's about 5 p.m. So we're gonna jump into the eyes first. I don't want to do the face and get fallout or anything like that. Sorry, I'm moving things around. So I think I'm going to dip into the sparkling pineapple palette. I think these shades just draw to me a little bit more than the purple ones and the raspberry tones do right now. So I'm going to go in with that, and I will make a separate video using this palette alone, and then same with the Too Faced Eyes palette. I think it's Yum Yum, Coconut Sugar, Passports and Pineapples, Sparkling Pineapple, Island Queen, Tutti Cutie, and then Pineapple Cooler, I think is how it goes. So I'm going to start off with Yum Yum, and it's just a matte white shade. I'm going to start, I'm just going to put that into the lid. Yeah, just to mute out any discoloration, any veins, anything like that. I'm going to do the same on this side. I like to do a packing motion and then go in with like a sweeping one, and then whatever is left on the brush I like to take up to the brow bone or take up higher. But I like to concentrate it mostly on the lids and then diffuse it up. Keep in mind, this is just what I do and how I do it. You do not have to do it the same way. I agree when people say there's no rules to makeup. I really don't believe that there is. Let's see. I'm gonna use, here it is. So I'm gonna use a Real Techniques number 203. This was like a limited edition brush, so I don't know if they're still available. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see the 203 written right there, but it's basically, that's the kind of brush it looks like. So I'm going to use a 203, and I'm going to go into the shade, holding it upside down. Wonderful. So then I'm going to go into the shade Island Queen, I believe it is, but it's just this one right here. This, like, not super dark brown, but medium toned brown. So very pigmented. I barely even touched into it, and I can already see it. I don't know if you can see it on the brush, but tap off the excess just so I don't go in too heavy-handed. And then I'm going to put this right into the crease. I like to tilt my head back a little bit so I can see what it is I'm doing. So yeah, you can see it's pretty pigmented. And then I like to go in little circle motions here. Go up, concentrating it mostly there, and then once it's diffused, I sweep it in a little bit closer. And then I also take it, open my eye back up, and then take it pretty high. And I like to create a little bit more lid space than what I really do have. You can kind of see from that eye to that eye. Also kind of shaping how I want it to look. So it's definitely scented, so if you don't like scented things or scented palettes, you might not like this. I can definitely smell it. When I like tap off the excess, I can smell it when I'm using the mirror. It's definitely scented and you can definitely smell it. So just keep that in mind if you're not a big person or big scented person. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this eye. Okay, so I'm gonna next go into a smaller brush. This one's an E.L.F. one as well. It's an eye crease brush. Pretty small. Little itty bitty. Gonna make sure it's clean. Nothing left over on it. And I'm gonna go in with the shade. So I'm going in with the shade Tutti Cutie, I believe. It's this dark matte brown. I hope I'm getting the names right on these. It's a little bit difficult to see what's what. I'm gonna dip in to this, and most of the shadows have been pretty pigmented. Not noticing really any fallout either, which is always a plus. I'm gonna go in right here along the little V and just darken up that edge. So I'm gonna swatch it. So that's what it looks like swatched. Really freaking gorgeous. Wow. Hello. So I do believe this one is the, and you can, yeah, you can see it. I'm pretty sure this one is the pressed glitter shade. I hope you guys can see that with my lighting. How it kind of like rolled off a little bit. And it kind of staying in place too. Like usually when you blow on the palette, how they move, this one is not. So I think this one is the pressed glitter shade. So, oh, that's so gorgeous. So I'm going to do a packing motion instead of a swiping motion. And I'm just going to press down. That is really pretty. I'm gonna press down like so. I am getting some of the glitter fallout at the bottom, which that doesn't bother me. I didn't start foundation or anything. I'm trying to decide how far over I want to take it. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go over, oh, this might be a little difficult. Okay. I'm gonna go over to this next eye. I'm gonna do the same thing, just pressing down. Oh, this is a little difficult. That's okay, we'll make it work. Hopefully you guys can see that and it's not too harsh. Okay, that will work. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This one right here on the flat shader. So it's sticking pretty well. So I think this is one of the satin shades that they have. Oh, that's really pretty. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm just taking that up to that gold glitter shade that we did. Oh, that's really pretty. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm then gonna go back into this pencil brush, detail crease brush, tiny itty bitty baby again. No, I lied. I'm gonna go into the fluffy, the Real Techniques 203 brush again. I'm gonna go back in with this shade here. Just a little bit. I'm gonna and then I'm gonna go back in with that little itty bitty baby guy and back into the darker shade down here. Tapping into it and then tapping off the excess. And we're gonna go back into the little V in the very outer edge. Just to help get back some of that what we lost. I'm gonna go into a clean E.L.F. blending eye brush. Just kind of looks like this. And it is clean, just double check, do a quick. And with the clean brush, I'm gonna go into, right into here, where the dark meets the glitter eyeshadow. And I'm just going to do my best to blend them together a little bit. Yep, so I like the way that's turning out. I'm going to clean the brush. And then I'm going to do the same thing where the glitter gold meets the lighter shade. You might not be able to tell on camera, but in person it makes a really big difference. It doesn't look like the lighter shade block, the gold shade block, and then the black shade. It's not like those deep lines. It kind of mends them together. I'm gonna go into brows really quickly. I'm not gonna do too much to them, and then I will be right back. So in person, the look is looking pretty good. Just did my brows off camera. This one's definitely better than this one. I don't want to talk about it. If you know, you know. You've got one good brow and you've got one bad brow, but overall it looks fine. I'm gonna work on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take a Morphe M431. It's a little bit stained, but just to make sure, I'm gonna go through, make sure there's nothing on it. It's looking pretty clean. And I'm gonna go in with this shade here, and I'm gonna just put that in the lower lash line. Tapping off the excess, as always. And then also I'm connecting it to the top. I'm gonna go into the foundation and primer. I also got these during the sale. Some of them were on sale, some of them were not. I know the NYX Honeydew Me Up was on sale. I'd have to check to see how much I got it for, but it was definitely not $17. It was definitely less than that. That as my primer. And then I also picked up on the website during the sale. This was not on sale, but I picked it up because I wanted to try it anyways. And it's the Milani 2-in-1 Perfect foundation. I actually have never tried this. I know that's a little bit of an older foundation. I had a darker shade and it didn't match me, so I went with one that I hope will match me a little bit better. If it doesn't, we'll make it work. I'm hoping it's not too off, but we'll see. So I'm just ripping this off and opening it. So if I remember correctly, it's actually a serum and primer in one. I'm gonna shake it up too before I start to apply. I have my mirror down lower, same as before. Oh wow, okay, so it's not crazy. It definitely has a scent to it. And it's definitely kind of like gooey. So it definitely has a consistency to it. I'm just gonna rub it in. I don't notice a huge scent on it, which is a good thing because sometimes I don't like things that are too scented. Oh wow, it sinks into the skin really quickly. Definitely has a little bit of a tack, if you can see. But overall, feels pretty good. It sinks into the skin pretty quickly though. My face will get a little bit of red from me touching it, and it definitely has a tack. So I'm thinking it has some type of glycerin in it. But really nice. I didn't notice that I had to use too much with it either, so really happy with that. So I'm gonna use the foundation. I have it in the shade 00B Light. And I'm just gonna use it with a beauty blender. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, okay. So I did 2 pumps. It's definitely thicker. It's not running. It's not really going anywhere. It's staying in place. The shade looks like it might work for me. Put it down here. Actually, it might even be a little bit light. Well, compared to my neck, it might be a little light. But we will make it work. And I'm just gonna dot what I do have from swatching or testing it on my face here. And I use a beauty blender to put that in. Well, blend it out, it might not be that bad. So I'm gonna just take it right on the back. Oop, that was a lot. Okay, I guess we'll just build that up. All right. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, we're gonna start on the other parts of our face. So if I remember correctly, it's also medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free, long wear, water resistant. So those are the claims. I hope you guys can see this okay. So to my neck, I don't know if on camera if it shows like a white cast, but in person it actually matches to my neck pretty decently, pretty well I'd say. And I'm going to re-dampen it just slightly. Yeah, I'm just going to re-dampen it slightly. And then I'm going to go into another amount, put it right on this side. But I'm just going to get one full layer down on my whole face before moving on. So I still have not covered up this little red spot blemish here. And it's pretty much for the most part covered up stuff down here. I have a little blemish here you can still see, and a little bit of like discoloration here on the cheeks. But other than that, it's covering up really well. So I'm definitely a fan of this. For a minute, I'm gonna go into concealer. I got 2 of them. I have not tried the E.L.F. Camo Concealer. I hope I didn't get too light of a shade. And then same with the ColourPop No Filter. I have this one in Fair 04, the ColourPop, and I have a feeling it's gonna be really, really fair on me. Maybe. And then I have the 16-hour camo concealer by E.L.F. And I got this one in the shade Fair Beige. So, oh, there we go. I think for testing purposes, I'm going to use both. And just do one on one eye, one on the other. It looks like this one might be a little bit more fair. So I'm going to start off, maybe the best way to explain the scent is just sort of like maybe fresh. Okay, so we're going to, I don't know how much to use. go in with that first. It looks pretty fair, but I'm hoping blended out. It'll just have a brightening effect. Oh, trying not to itch and like take it off. Okay, that's pretty fair. All right, we'll make it work. Holy shit. Okay. It's fine. We'll go over it again. Up close, it doesn't look the best. So we'll go into the ColourPop, which I have a feeling is going to be even more fair than that one. So we'll see if it is. We will just make it work. A smaller doe foot. Again, my first time trying this. And we'll go in. This one's the E.L.F. is supposed to be high coverage. I'm not sure about the ColourPop. So we're just gonna add a little bit more. Take it down the nose area a little bit. Put just the tiny amount in there. I'm gonna add the tiniest amount of this on this side, and I'm gonna do a couple, same thing I did on this side. Then I want to see if I can get this inner corner straightened out. And I'll just add the tiniest bit. I'm looking a little crazy right now, so we're gonna bronze it up. I'm gonna set down the face with a new powder. So I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild, this big fluffy kind of a brush. So I'm using the Becca Hydra-Mist Set and Refresh powder. I also got this during the sale. This is what they were, I think it was like day 1 of the sale. But we will see. Really nice packaging. Okay, so keep me close to keep me cool. So it does come with like a little sifter type of deal, which I actually kind of like. So you pull a sifter. And it kind of comes with like a netting, which I really kind of like. So I'm just going to put some into the cap. I hope it's not ultra messy, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to just put some in the cap. Take my brush, and I'm just going to dip into it, pat some of it off. And first time using it, it feels wet. It feels wet, but it's a powder. Like it feels like you just sprayed your face. I don't know how they did that, and I don't know if I was necessarily expecting that. Whoa, okay, that's actually really cool. I don't know how they did that. Oh, wow. I'm also not looking overly powdered. This powder is really freaking cool. I really like this. So we're gonna go into the bronzer. I've never tried this before. It's also been out for a really long time. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I can smell it from here. Yeah, oh. It smells like, and it does come with like a little, almost like a sponge at the bottom. So that's really what the powder, how thick the powder is. The rest is just the packaging. But it does smell really, really good. So I'm gonna take my E.L.F. angled brush and we're gonna dip right into it. And hopefully it's good. So I like to start off by patting it really softly just so I can see the tone. And then I start to sweep and go in circular motions with it. Oh, that's really pretty though. Oh, that is so gorgeous. I hope that the lighting lets you see this. And I wish all my baby hairs would actually go up into a ponytail, but they don't. Oh, that is really pretty. So just tapping. Come on. And I'm just going to take it up to the temples ever so slightly. And then right up here. Oh, but it is really pretty. I really like this. It's the same thing. I just want to tap it. And I will go in. I really hope the lighting is allowing you to see it. Because it is, it's really pretty. No wonder why this is a favorite. I have not gotten the chance to try a bunch of different older released makeup, and so I was really, really happy that I got the chance to try some of this. Because this is gorgeous, and I don't know why I waited so long to try this. So I'm just going to put a little bit down here. And then I'm gonna take this older E.L.F. blending eye brush. It's an older one. It's not as small, it's a little bit thicker. Tapping off some of the excess, I'm gonna go in. It's right here. I might have to use an up-close brush for this. I don't necessarily contour my nose, but I do like to just bronze up a little. I do not have a new blush, so I'm just gonna go into my own. It's E.L.F. Baked Blush in Passion Pink. So I'm just gonna go in with this on a brush. Should I do like just a little something? And then I also got the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in Champagne. Wow, it's much smaller than the butter bronzers. Like much smaller. Oh, and it's a twist off. It's not an, it's a twist off. Okay. Oh, I really hope that's not too dark. We'll see. So I'm just going in with the Anastasia A23 highlighting brush. Just going to dip into it. And we'll start. Whoa. Okay. I was not expecting that. Hello. Hello highlight. Okay. It's actually not too dark for me, so I'm really happy about that. So let's do the same on this side. That's really, really gorgeous. So the last thing that I picked up were four lip colors total, but two soft matte lip creams in 19 and in 4. And then I got two of the Maybelline Super Stay inks, or matte ink. I've never tried these either. I got shade 65 Seductress and then 05 Loyalist. So I got those two. So I'm gonna go in with Seductress, and then I might put a little bit of Loyalist in the center. So this shade is really pretty, and it also dries down pretty quickly. It's already starting to get matte. formula is not like the NYX at all. They're definitely more matte, more drying, I would say. So that is the video, that is the look that I created. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I plan on doing another video with the other two palettes that I showed you in the beginning. And so I hope you guys liked the look that I created, and I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.